मम्मा मुझसे नहीं होगा।
खा लो बाबू, फिनिश। खा लो बाबू। क्या क्या क्या? धारावी में बच्चों को खाना नहीं मिलता। यू हैव अ फुल प्लेट, यू स्टिल नॉट ईटिंग? हाँ, eat this, eat.
Have your parents also asked you to finish every last grain on your plate in the name of poor children going to bed hungry? Well, that does almost nothing to improve the state of hunger in India. In fact, did you know India is actually producing more food than it requires to thrive? We produce 308 million tons of food in the year 2021, while we only need roughly 220 million tons to survive. As a country, we are food sufficient. The challenges to food security for India are very different from what you can imagine. So, not only does finishing your plate not do much to solve for food wastage, you eating that last grain could be doing a lot more harm than good for your body.
हाय राम, कितना खाएगा साल की औलाद? पूरा धारावी का खाना खा गया, डायबिटीज हो गया, बस कर। नहीं, चल।
The overeating which that kid did in the name of not wasting food actually backfired and gave him and millions other diabetes. Now, a lot of people believe that the increase in diabetes is because of processed food, but it's also because of the last morsel syndrome. Indians especially tend to eat very carb-rich food, which is almost similar to processed food. And the availability of this carb-rich food has increased significantly in the last decade. Years of eating carbs has set up India for a diabetes epidemic. India ranked second in the number of diabetic patients around the world in 2019. In 2017, 73 million citizens had diabetes. And by 2030, it is estimated that 30% of obese people all over the world will be Indian citizens. But don't let the diabetes chart fool you. While a section of India is overeating, there is still a large chunk that doesn't have access to food. India is still hungry. According to the Global Hunger Index in 2020, India ranks 94th among 107 countries and is in the serious hunger category. That kid's mom was right. It is because of food wastage, but not the kind of food waste that you are thinking about. Even if all the Indian citizens waste 10% of their food every day, say from 200 grams of rice we waste 20 grams, we will still end up wasting only 3% of the total food that we are producing. According to United Nations, 40% of the food produced never reaches the consumers. You and I are not saving a lot even if we decide to finish that last plate of idli dosa. Problem with food wastage and food security for malnourished people is something else entirely. It's horrible infrastructure. There are three main reasons why 40% of food is not making it to malnourished people. Number one is road infrastructure.
हेलो टमाटो सर, 2 दिन से खाना नहीं खाया सर।
किधर है एड्रेस?
सर पहाड़ों के ऊपर, जंगल के पास सर।
Number two is corruption and hoarding.
सर शहर से शक्कर आया।
छुपा, पीछे छुपा, लोग देखेंगे, पीछे छुपा।
And number three is poverty. Availability and purchasing power are two very different things.
ये नोट मेरी जिंदगी की आखिरी बचत है। ये मैं संभाल के रखूंगा।
8 नवंबर 2016 की रात्रि को 12 बजे से वर्तमान में जारी 500 रुपए और 1000 रुपए के करेंसी नोट लीगल टेंडर नहीं रहेंगे।
Number one, stop with the fake activism. It is causing obesity and chronic increased blood sugar. Problem सही है मगर solution बिल्कुल गलत. Number two, buy right, cook right and eat right. Number three, build technology that will help the current main problems of storage and transportation. And lastly, Don't force feed your friends and family, even if it is butter chicken. If you can't do any of that, at least donate to credible organizations that help people. Here are a few that we have dug up after checking their background. And the next time your mom tells you to finish your meal because people in Africa are starving, ask her how she plans to get this food there with 50,000 rupees as minimum flight ticket plus truck fuel to make the food reach the remotest parts.